You know, just remembering how Street Fighter V launched and how much I've played BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, I have realized that I have taken arcade modes for granted. I played a lot of Cross Tag, and I'm thinking, okay, there's nothing else for me to do but go online after I beat all the story stuff. Then I thought, man, there's like no content in it. I already said this many, many times before, but it's just very, very, very depressing to see there's no arcade mode in here. Every time I go into a BlazBlue Cross Tag related video, at least most of the ones by Arxis, they're always saying, hey, where's arcade mode? We want arcade mode. And like most of the comments, about, let's say 70% of them, is about arcade mode. Well, mostly, about 60 maybe, 60-40. But mostly they're talking about the lack of arcade mode. And you know what? I didn't think too much about it. You know, I love my arcade modes, but at the same time thinking, well, this game was console first. I figured they weren't going to put in arcade mode. Then Dragon Ball FighterZ became a thing. It was already a thing, but Dragon Ball FighterZ had an arcade mode, even though, I mean, it wasn't a good arcade mode. It really wasn't, because they had no CGs at the end. It was just pretty much a run through. At best, it was like a score attack, but like, it was just a mode, but it was there at least. It was at least there. But then I started thinking more about, okay, Persona 4 Arena had your little arcade modes. I mean, they didn't have no CG portraits at the end, but I don't feel like an arcade mode needs to have the CG portraits. I feel like the best arcade modes were in BlazBlue. You know, you go in, you have a dialogue with every third, sixth, seventh, and eighth character. I might be wrong. But yeah, then you talk to them, you do the story, you get some story bits, and, you have a CG at the end. And like, I started to think more about how Cross Tag could have had that. I wondered how it would work, because you have two characters to work with, right? I wondered how the hell would arcade mode work if you have to have two to a team. Then I thought, hey, you could just select the first character you want to use in battle and not be their arcade mode. For example, if I went in arcade mode with Ragna and Hyde, then if I select Ragna first or going in, then Ragna's arcade mode would activate. But then I thought, what if you wanted to use Hyde or Ragna in battle? Would that still work? I feel like you should be able to select a menu saying, okay, whose arcade mode you want to select, and then select your partner team. Now, you can change them in battle, but that character's arcade mode, the first one you selected, would be the ending you would get. But the point is, I started to think more about it, and I just really, really, really miss arcade mode. I really do. Like, I could just play the other games to play arcade mode, like Persona 4 Arena, BlazBlue, obviously, Under Night. But then I started thinking more about how Cross Tag could have had arcade mode. And I'm thinking, there's like, without people say, oh, well, we need arcade mode. Like, arcade mode is super important, right? But then the more I think about it, arcade mode would probably make the bulk of Cross Tag. You see, the story mode is about let's say 4 or 5 hours, because it only takes about an hour roughly to do the Under Night story, Persona, RWBY, and BlazBlue for the first run. Then you gotta go back to the BlazBlue one again to get the 2 other endings, which shouldn't take too long because you can skip through everything, and then get the true ending. So that's about 5 hours, about 4 or 5 hours, mostly 4. Then once you're done with that, then, other than that, you have nothing else to do other than go online. You could do survival mode, but survival mode's trash. You could, just anything. And if you play arcade mode, you would probably have 8 rounds. Not 8 rounds, but 8 battles to go through. Since the battles are pretty much quick in Cross Tag, you just get them out of the way. Let's say you play Ragna and Hyde, as I said the example before. And the third, it'll be mostly Ragna if you choose him first. It's kind of wonky how I feel, because when you get into regular battles, you can just choose your team order. But I feel as though if you choose arcade mode, your team order will be locked, because that one of those characters will have to be first. That's at least how I would work it. Because I honestly don't know how it would work, because when you get into battle, you can just change your team order. But like tactics mode, I feel like your team order will have to be locked in order to get that character's arcade mode. You can obviously switch them out during battle and jump like that, but once you pick that first character, you would have to go into arcade mode with that first character, so you're going to have to work around that. So I feel like that's how it would work if I were to make arcade mode in this game. As for actual bits and pieces of what the dialogue would be like, I would just make it, you know, I wouldn't make it a super story thing. Just completely ignore the story. Just have interactions between the characters that they didn't have intros, and like let's say in Battle they didn't have the certain intros. You can make up for that by putting that in the arcade mode. You have like at this point up to 2.0, you got like 53 characters, 53 arcade paths to go through. That doesn't seem too bad. You have endings for everybody. Now it sounds like a lot of work, but you know, I mean, it does sound like a lot of work, but I'm not gonna lie. Arc says it's putting work in this game. It's just that arcade mode will probably take longer, and I wish they put that effort into it. As for rewards, I don't know. Usually they give you like an extra color, like Guilty Gear did. They had like an exclusive blue color when you play Revelator, so I guess you can get exclusive arcade colors. I don't know what they even look like. They look like some weird amalgamation of all the colors of the Fate so far. Like a CG and a color for arcade mode, and I guess all you can get for rewards. You really don't, and some platinum dollars, but other than that, I can't really think of anything else for a reward. What else could you win from these arcade modes, dude? Yeah, I would say costumes, but they don't. There's no way they're gonna do costumes. There's like new sprites they're gonna make. They're just making a whole new character at that point. There is no point for. There's no point for costumes. Everybody keeps saying we need alternate costumes. We're not gonna get those in BlazBlue. That's like more. That's like all new sprites they gotta make, and there's no way in hell they're gonna do that. That's like a whole new character. That's a whole new character they're gonna make. I don't know why people keep saying alternate costumes. These ain't 3D models, man. These are sprites. These are sprites. We ain't getting on. At best, we only had one alternate costume in BlazBlue, and that's what? Noelle. That's because she always gets special favoritism, so... Pfft. Of course, she got one, but as for Cross-Tag, there's no way. At best, you're going to see an alternate costume as, like a picture in someone's... No. As a sprite in someone's freaking... Crap, I don't want to say, like, yeah, Tsubaki comes in her base form and transforms to easy or that. That's the best you're going to get. As an intro or an outro or whatever. You're not going to see it in game. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't think of none. A CG. Like, a CG, some money, and freaking a color. That's pretty much it. You can, like, I would prefer if they have, like, different arcade ladders for each character. Not like the axe, like in not like an axe like Central Fiction, but like different arcade ladders so you can win a different reward each time. Or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to do it, but like simple facts is a CG color, some money. That's it. I'm satisfied with that. 8 matches. You get a CG for like, you know, like a wacky CG, a color. The end. That's pretty much it. That's all you really need.